Why being antisocial makes you irresistible. The secret nobody tells you. The secret weapon of the weird kids. Ever notice how the most interesting person at any party is always the one standing in the corner, watching, not saying much, while everyone else is desperately trying to get attention? They're the center of everyone's focus. Why? Because they've cracked the most closely guarded secret in human psychology. Society sold us a massive lie. They told us that to succeed, you need to be extroverted, smile at everyone, make small talk about the weather. Bullshit. The biggest game changers in history, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Einstein, Bill Gates, all had one thing in common. They were strategic antisocials. The mind-blowing revelation: you know what separates you from people with real power. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. While extroverts are burning energy trying to please, impress, and get attention, the strategic antisocial is doing something way more powerful. They're studying you. Think about poker. Who wins? The guy who's talking, cracking jokes, trying to be the entertainer? Never. The winner is the one sitting quietly, observing, analyzing every move, every facial expression. He doesn't need to be the most talkative, he needs to be the most intelligent. The experiment that will blow your mind. Try this test for the next 3 days. In every conversation, speak 50% less than you normally would. Just observe, listen, analyze. You'll notice something disturbing. People will start finding you more interesting, more mysterious, more powerful. Why does this happen? Because the human brain is addicted to mystery. When you don't give everything away, when you don't tell your whole life story, you become an enigma. And enigmas are irresistible. The ghost technique. The strategic antisocial uses what I call the ghost technique. They're present, but not present. They hear everything, see everything, but reveal nothing. This creates psychological tension in other people. They start thinking, what's he thinking? Why isn't he reacting? Does he not like me? This insecurity you create in others is your superpower. Because when someone feels uncertain about you, they automatically put you in a position of power. You don't have to fight for respect, it comes naturally. The game-changing practice. For the next 48 hours, I challenge you to do this. In every social interaction, be 20% more reserved than normal. Don't smile automatically. Don't agree with everything. Don't fill awkward silences. Let the silence do the work for you. You'll see that people will start talking more, explaining themselves more, trying harder to impress you. They'll start chasing your approval instead of you chasing theirs. The final result: in 1 week of doing this, you'll realize you've become more interesting without changing anything about your actual personality. You just stop diminishing yourself to please others. This isn't about being rude or cold, it's about strategic social positioning. It's about understanding that in America, the person who needs the least wins the most. It's about leveraging your natural tendencies instead of fighting against them. The American advantage. In American culture, we worship the strong, silent types. Think Clint Eastwood, think Batman, think every action hero ever. They don't talk much, but when they do, people listen. That's the energy you're tapping into. If you're ready to discover how your antisocial nature can be your biggest competitive advantage, hit that like button to show me you're prepared for transformation. Comment ghost if you'll accept the 3-day challenge. And subscribe because I'll teach you the magnetic indifference technique, the most powerful weapon that exists. Magnetic indifference: how not giving a FCAC makes you irresistible. Want to know people's biggest fear? It's not heights. It's not the dark. It's not even death. People's biggest fear is being ignored. And when you master the art of strategic indifference, you have total control over that fear. The revolutionary psychological discovery. Harvard scientists discovered something that will explode your mind. The less emotionally available you are, the more people want you. This isn't cruelty, it's pure psychology. The human brain values most what's hardest to get. Think about the neediest person you know. The one who responds to your texts in 2 seconds, who's always available, who agrees with everything you say. How do you feel about them? Total boredom, right? Now think about the most interesting person you know. I bet they're not always available. Don't respond to everything immediately. Don't desperately seek your attention. The calculated indifference technique. This isn't about being cold or cruel. It's about having emotional control. The average person reacts to everything: a mean comment, a dirty look, a joke at their expense. But the master of strategic indifference? They don't react. They choose when to react. Picture this. You're in a heated argument. Everyone's yelling, getting worked up, losing their composure. And you stay calm, almost bored. You don't defend yourself. Don't attack back. Don't justify anything. Know what happens? You win without even fighting. Because the person who stays calm in a storm automatically becomes the most powerful. The indifference experiment. Try this test. Next time someone tries to provoke you, and it will happen, don't react. Keep a neutral expression. Don't defend yourself. Don't explain anything. Just look at the person with mild curiosity, like they're an animal at the zoo doing something amusing. The result will shock you. The person will become desperate. They'll try to provoke you more, change tactics, even apologize, because they're used to controlling others through emotional reactions, and you just broke their script. The secret weapon of the powerful. Every billionaire, every world leader, every A-list celebrity has one thing in common: they don't care about other people's opinions. Not because they are heartless, they just understand that giving emotional power to others is the recipe for failure. When you stop seeking approval, something magical happens. People start seeking your approval. When you stop worrying about whether they'll like you, they start worrying whether you'll like them. The American success formula. In America, we have a saying: those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. The most successful Americans, from Warren Buffett to Oprah, all mastered the art of not being affected by criticism or praise. They stay focused on their mission regardless of external noise. The guaranteed transformation. For the next 7 days, practice the mirror rule. Treat people with exactly the same energy level they treat you. If someone's ignoring you, you ignore back. If someone's being lukewarm with you, you're lukewarm back. If someone's chasing you, you become more distant. In 1 week, you'll notice the dynamics have completely shifted. People who ignored you will start noticing you. Those who treated you poorly will start respecting you. And those who already respected you will admire you even more. The ultimate power. Indifference isn't coldness, it's freedom. It's the freedom from being a slave to other people's emotions. It's the power to choose your battles. It's the strength to not need anyone's approval to feel good about yourself. This is what separates winners from losers in American society. Winners don't need external validation, they create their own. If you felt this makes sense, smash that like button. Comment, free, if you're ready to liberate yourself from the need to please everyone. I'll teach you the secret of silent observers, how to read people like an open book. The silent observers, how to read minds like a human scanner. Ever notice that the most powerful people in the world talk less and know more? While everyone's competing to see who can talk loudest, they're doing something much smarter. They're scanning you. And today, you'll learn how to become a human scanner. The master's discovery: Sherlock Holmes, Patrick Jane, even fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. What do they all have in common? They observe first, speak later. They collect information like a vacuum cleaner collects dust constantly, silently, efficiently. Most people are so desperate to talk about themselves that they give away all their information for free. They tell you their fears, their dreams, their insecurities, their vulnerabilities. And you'll be there, silent, collecting everything like a detective. The silent scanner technique. Here's the secret. While they're talking, you're mapping. You observe. What makes them nervous? They start talking faster. What makes them proud? Chest puffs out. Voice gets stronger. What makes them insecure? They look away. Touch their hair. Who they respect, they change tone. When mentioning these people who they despise, they roll their eyes. Make subtle faces. In 10 minutes of silent observation, you know more about a person than they realize they've revealed in 10 hours of conversation. The power of the invisibles. You know what the superpower of antisocial people is? They're invisible in plain sight. People feel so comfortable around someone quiet that they forget you're there. And then they say things they'd never say if they were paying attention. You become a fly on the wall. You hear the gossip, the secrets, the plans, the strategies. You discover who's allied with whom, who has problems with whom, who's lying about what. This information is pure gold. The detective experiment. In your next social gatherings, transform into a detective. Your mission isn't to have fun, isn't to make friends, isn't to impress anyone. Your mission is to collect data. Position yourself strategically where you can observe the most people. Don't start conversations, let others start them. When someone talks to you, ask questions that make them talk more about themselves. How so? Tell me more. That's interesting. And then what? The American intelligence advantage. In American business culture, information is power. The person who knows the most wins. Think about Warren Buffett. He's famous for being quiet in meetings, asking simple questions, and making billion-dollar decisions based on what he observes. Corporate America is full of people trying to look smart by talking. But the real players? They're listening, learning, and leveraging information. The shocking discovery. In 30 days of doing this, you'll discover you've become the most well-informed person in your social circle. You'll know who's cheating on whom, who's lying about what, who's having financial problems, who's unhappy at work. This knowledge gives you absurd power, not to use against people, but to position yourself strategically. You know who to get close to, who to avoid, what opportunities are emerging, what problems are forming. The final master. The silent observer doesn't need to compete because they have already won before the game even starts. They know everyone's cards before they're revealed. They don't need to bluff because they have real information. People will start seeing you as wise, perceptive, mysterious. In reality, you just stopped gossiping and started listening. The definitive transformation. From today on, anytime you enter a social environment, change your objective. Don't enter to be accepted, to have fun, to impress. Enter to learn about people, about dynamics, about opportunities. This is the American way. Turn every situation into a learning opportunity that gives you competitive advantage. If you're ready to become a master observer, hit that like button. Comment scanner if you'll accept the challenge to become a social detective. I'll combine everything and show you how to become truly invincible. The invincible master fusion of the 3 superpowers. Epic hook. Now you have the 3 most powerful weapons that exist. The mystery of the ghost, the freedom of indifference, and the wisdom of the scanner. When you combine these 3 forces, something extraordinary happens. You become invincible. And today, you'll learn the ritual that will consolidate this transformation forever. The complete revolution. Think about who you were before this video. That person who worried too much about others' opinions, who reacted to everything, who talked too much and observed too little. That person is dead. The person you are now is completely different. You're no longer a player, you're the game creator. You don't react to circumstances, you control them. You don't seek approval, you grant it. This is the difference between an amateur and a master. The master syndrome. When you master these 3 skills, something interesting starts happening. People begin treating you differently. They become more respectful, more curious, more interested in pleasing you. Why? Because subconsciously, they realize you're no longer one of them. You're no longer on the same emotional level. You've evolved to a different frequency. You've become what they secretly wish they could be. Free. The master's ritual daily practice. Every day, before facing the world, you'll do the 3-minute ritual. Minute 1 ghost activation. Remember, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your presence alone is enough. You're interesting precisely because you don't try to impress. Minute 2 indifference activation. Remember, others' opinions about you don't define who you are. You choose when to react and when to ignore. Your emotional state depends only on you. Minute 3 scanner activation. Remember, you'll observe more and speak less. Every person you meet today is a valuable source of information. Use your eyes and ears, not your mouth. The irreversible transformation. After 30 days of practicing this ritual, something irreversible will happen. You can no longer go back to being the insecure, needy person you were before. It's like learning to ride a bike. Once you learn, you never forget. People will start commenting, "You've changed. You're different. You're more interesting." And you'll smile internally because you know exactly what happened. The American Success Blueprint. This is what every American success story is really about. From Benjamin Franklin to Steve Jobs to Elon Musk, they all understood that true power comes from self-mastery, not from seeking others' approval. They built their empires from the inside out. In America, we respect the self-made person, the individual who doesn't need external validation, the leader who stays calm under pressure. You're becoming that person, the ultimate power. True power isn't about dominating others, it's about dominating yourself. When you no longer need external approval, when you don't react to provocations, when you collect information instead of spreading gossip, you become an unstoppable force. You become that person everyone respects, but can't explain why. You become that person everyone wants to impress, but who never seems impressed by anything. You become that person who seems to have a secret everyone would like to know. The final mission, your mission now is simple. Live these principles for 90 days. Don't tell anyone what you're doing. Just be different. Let your actions speak for you. In 90 days, you'll look back and won't believe the person you used to be. And people around you won't believe the person you've become. This is your competitive advantage in the American marketplace of personalities. While others are still playing checkers, you'll be playing chess. The master's call. If this journey transformed your perspective, smash that like button to seal your commitment. Comment master if you're ready to live on a completely different level. Share this video with someone who still lives as a slave to others' approval. And subscribe to the channel because your transformation journey is just beginning. The world is full of people who don't know they have the power to win. Don't be one of them.